What's up, everybody? Welcome back to That Game Channel. My name's AJ Gills. How y'all doing? I am finally done procrastinating. I'm gonna finally sit down and watch this State of Play. This is from April 29th, 2021. There's some reasons I didn't cover it, earlier in the weekend, just because I ended up getting sick, anxiety, it was a whole thing. And then the last 2 days, I'll be honest, those two, I just didn't feel like it. So yeah, I'll give you at least half procrastination on that one. But either way, we're finally sitting down here to watch this. I know some people would probably wonder, hey, why are you just doing the State of Play? Because I think there was some other news throughout last week. I think one big piece was that I think Neil Druckmann came out and said that they basically have The Last of Us Part 3 outlined, which... Look, I just don't want to talk about it because it's going to make me mad, because it's going to be, oh god, they're making a sequel to that. Oh, that garbage. And Neil Druckmann's still connected to it, and I still haven't forgiven him for what he did with the second one. Although I did like the news story with the Xbox employees who were talking shit about Naughty Dog, said they still can't make a good gun combat game, which I understand. Naughty Dog's combat system, not for everyone. I enjoy it. I really like the Uncharted games. I liked the first, I liked The Last of Us combat. Last of Us 2, actually, I really enjoyed The Last of Us 2 as well, in terms of combat. But, again, that's me. I know I do know people who aren't big fans of their structure, whatever. I'm getting way off topic here. I'm here to talk about the State of Play, something that's hopefully going to make me happy. I'm pretty sure there's a big chunk of this, which is... maybe the majority of this is Ratchet and Clank, because I've been seeing a lot of videos and stuff pop up on my Twitter, which I'm very excited for. I am so glad we're getting a new Ratchet and Clank, and I really want to see. I've been wanting to see new gameplay for Ratchet and Clank for a while. So yeah, that intro was just all over the goddamn place. No, when aren't my intros all over the place?
Welcome to an all-new State of Play. We've got more than 15 minutes of new Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart
There we go.
PS5 gameplay coming right up. But first, let's check in on two other exciting games coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 consoles this year.
Made it to 4546B. Landing was a bit rough, but I don't think they spotted me.
Hi, I'm Jeff, audio producer at Unknown Worlds. Set 1 year after the award-winning original, Subnautica Below Zero plunges players into a frigid underwater adventure in search of answers. Here, the native wildlife above and below the surface might consider you a tasty treat, assuming you don't become an ice pop first. The previous research crew has vanished, including your sister.
This was Sam's necklace. She never took it off.
To uncover the truth, you'll need to get crafty, building tools and shelter for your survival. But even that may not be enough.
I told you to stay off my land.
With the PS5 DualSense controller, every icy shock feels like it's being sent right into your hands. The haptic feedback system allows you to feel each adrenaline-filled chase and provides visual and audio cues as you use resources, encounter key game moments, or get into situations where it's probably best to run. By the time you squint to see what's ahead, it may already be too late. Fortunately, when you play Below Zero on PS5, players will get a crystal clear experience with up to 4K graphics, targeting 60 FPS when in performance mode. And if you already own a physical or digital version of the first Subnautica on PS4, you'll be able to upgrade to the digital PS5 version at no additional cost. We hope you're as excited as we are to dive into the world of Subnautica Below Zero when it launches on PS5 and PS4 on May 14th.
All right, you know what? I may check that one out. I don't know. Tell me, would you like to see an LP for it? I mean, I know I'm doing like 90 other projects right now, including all the stuff that I have. Just, I'd say on the back burner, but at this point, it's a freaking storage unit of all the series that I've started and I want to get back to. I just need the time and need to finish more modern and current stuff. But yeah, I mean, would you be interested in seeing a Subnautica Below Zero? Because I've been watching LPs of the first Subnautica game, and not my cup of tea. Because if you know me, I love actual narratives and I love characters and all that stuff, along with my survival and all this other stuff. Because I mean, Subnautica, I really like the idea of the survival game. Even though I'm not big into like crafting big elaborate structures, I from what I've seen of Subnautica, I'm like, if there was like a more of a driven narrative to the game, I think I'd enjoy it a little bit more. Which it looks like this one is going to have. So I don't know. Like I said, if anybody's interested in it, I might check it out. I might do something with it on the channel. I don't know. Just like I said, hit me up down in the comments below or on social media platforms in the description below. Boom! I got a shameless plug in there. By the way, hey, I wanted to say I forgot to mention this at the start. If you're watching on BitChute, thank you so much for watching. And I actually gave you guys a shout out on my Pokemon Snap LP, but for some reason, those videos just won't upload to BitChute. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. If I can figure it out, I'll put the videos up, but until then, I'll give you guys my thanks for the 100 subscribers on BitChute now. There we go. I was able to fit in some shameless plugs. Oh, cool. Among Us. Again, another game that I probably won't play. I wouldn't play unless I had a group of friends who wanted to play it. But oh my god, I love watching LPs for this game. It's so funny. I like the Ratchet and Clank skin. That's pretty adorable. But yeah, man,
deep into Subnautica Below Zero and
sorry, I don't want to talk over the lady. But no, I really enjoy watching Among Us gameplay. It's really fun to watch. Just people just turn on each other and all that shit. But yeah, again, just maybe a game I wouldn't play, but I definitely enjoy it.
Make baseless accusations against our crewmates in Among Us later this year. Looks like Ratchet and the gang are ready for the spotlight. Next up, Insomniac Games will lead us on a tour of this June's PS5 action-adventure.
Okay, I'm not sure if there's going to be like developers popping in or whatever, but this is one of our playable characters. Also Lombex, as far as I know. I knew her name at one point in time, but it has escaped me because if you've been following this Ratchet and Clank game, basically they end up getting sent through dimensional portals, and Ratchet and Clank end up getting separated, and Clank ends up with this new character here. I know, as somebody who's forgotten stuff, maybe I shouldn't be explaining it to people. But I'll do my best. I don't know how I feel about her having a hammer and not a giant wrench.
Brand new full-length Ratchet and Clank adventure built from the ground up for the PlayStation 5 console. Today we're going to introduce you to some of the gameplay, characters, and arsenal of Rift Apart. Whether you've played every game since Ratchet and Clank's debut, or you're brand new to the series, Rift Apart is a standalone adventure that you won't want to miss. Let's get into it.
Oh. Clank?
Where the fuck's my mouse? They just actually answered a big question of mine, was whether or not this Ratchet and Clank game was going to be a direct sequel to the PS4 title that released alongside the movie. How many years ago was that one? I mean, I was in college at the time. I'm trying to remember when exactly that was. I can't remember off the top of my head, though. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head when exactly that Ratchet and Clank game came out, but it's kind of the revival. I think it was kind of Sony's attempt to see if Ratchet and Clank could still sell and be popular, and I think it did. You can argue that the movie was hit and miss. I still remember when I saw it. I saw it. Geez, what time? I'm trying to think. I saw it at like 1 p.m. on like a Wednesday. So it was basically me in the theater. I think there was a group of kids who came in and like sat in the front row while I was in the back eating popcorn like a creepy person. God damn it. Memories. But either way, I really enjoyed that one. But like I said, I was really curious to see if this was going to be a more of a direct sequel to it. Sorry for the weird trip down memory road.
Lombax? What is this place?
And this is something I'm really liking about the modern generation, is that I think they're trying to...
Green eyes, red antenna, very charming.
Sorry, that it seems like they're really trying to bridge the gap between cutscene and gameplay without load screens.
And is now in a new dimension and a mysterious urban sprawl called Nefarious City.
Oh yeah, that's a great name. Okay, so it's a standalone game, yet I'm gonna guess that we're supposed to assume that the other Ratchet games happened, because if I remember correctly, Ratchet didn't find out he was a Lombax until... Was it about the fourth game? Because I know... I'm trying to remember the order of them. Because I know it was Ratchet... I know it was the original Ratchet and Clank. It was Going Commando. I want to say it was Ratchet and Clank, Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal. I can't remember what the fourth one was. But I don't remember him learning he was a Lombax in the original. Or even the second one. I thought it was pretty down the road that he learned that he was Lombax. And I'm trying to remember the reboot-ish remake that... I don't think in that one he learned he was a Lombax either. So I don't know. I guess maybe I'm taking standalone too literal. I guess it's one of those that, look, it's standalone in the way that God of War was a standalone sequel, in a way that, you could play the new God of War and hop into the franchise at that point without playing the previous games. While this one, that stuff still happened, but it's, you don't need to know it. There we go. Sorry.
Please let there be good news behind here.
Oh, Ratchet. It won't be.
Ratchet quickly finds out that in this dimension, Dr. Nefarious is a much more capable villain.
Welcome to the Nefarious City Bazaar. Please remember to thank our marvelous Emperor before, during, and after making your purchase.
Emperor? Does that mean there are two Nefariouses now?
See, like I said, I really like that whole thing, how they have cutscenes.
Thanks to the new hardware, the worlds in Rift Apart are more beautiful than ever. Cities are full of life with traffic and civilians milling about everywhere. Rift Apart is full of the unexpected. Characters in this new dimension are not always the same as they were in Ratchet and Clank's dimension. Ratchet comes across Miss Zircon, the weapon vendor in Rift Apart.
Wait a second.
You forgot your order? Well, come right in. Miss Zircon will sell you weapons, but you gotta be less conspicuous, or the resistance will not last.
The resistance?
Oh, apologies, sugar. Miss Zircon is still new to all of this espionage.
Release the hostage!
Clank has been taken by a mysterious new Lombax named Rivet.
Clank!
Rivet, that's her name.
No. I need to go after that ship. How can I get off planet?
Listen, Tess. Only royal starships are allowed to leave. Anything else? Oh! Phantom can help. Just follow the beat to Club Nefarious and you will find him.
Club Nefarious, got it. Oh, and nice work, Secret Agent Zircon.
Oh! This is so exciting!
Club Nefarious shouldn't be hard to miss.
I love Ratchet's voice actor. I just, man, there's something about his tone, just everything about it just makes me smile. It's not even that the writing is so particularly. I mean, I'm sure there's some great quips and whatever, but it's something about his voice actor. Just like I said, a tone in his voice, the way he portrays the character. Something about it makes me smile. But no, you saw it right there. How the cutscene ends, and then we're just right into the gameplay. You know, I mean, we were seeing that. We were seeing games doing stuff like that in. Come on, brain. Near the end of last generation, how they were really trying to blend cutscene cinematic with gameplay, make it almost as seamless as possible. But I'm really enjoying the fact that we're seeing that really kind of go whole hog and almost becoming the industry standard now.
Better look around.
Raritanium. Oh, come on. You just had some boxes there. There were free bolts in there. What are you doing?
Dr. Nefarious? So that sounds like a club, all right. Phantom, where are you?
Once Ratchet finds Phantom, he learns a couple of new moves.
Alright, typical Ratchet and Clank stuff, and just getting used to the new platforming.
One of the focal points of gameplay in Rift Apart is increased mobility. Ratchet can now dash and wall run to traverse levels. This focus on mobility allows players to chain moves together to create exhilarating combos.
Raritanium in your pockets to upgrade your arsenal first.
Now let's jump into combat.
The Nefarious Day Spa. If you can distract these troopers, I'll hack Nefarious's propaganda blimp and give this city a message it'll never forget.
Looks easy enough.
This isn't punishment. It's an opportunity.
Dashing allows you to evade attacks or gain strategic advantages. Enemies can't hit what doesn't momentarily exist.
Okay, so it gives you iframes, basically. Am I using that term right,
Dimensional
Dark
tears
Souls
in the world
fans?
allow you to use the Rift Tether, another new traversal mechanic to instantly pull yourself across battlefields to escape or flank enemies. Weapons in Rift Apart utilize the power of the DualSense wireless controller's adaptive triggers and haptic feedback to allow players to really feel the power of their arsenal. For example, with the burst pistol...
Okay, you know, at first when I saw that Rift thing, my brain went to BioShock Infinite. You know, like when Booker would tell Elizabeth to tear open a rift, or a seam or whatever the hell I can't remember off the top of my head what they called them in that game, and then, you know, it would give you a weapon, more cover, or this, that, the other thing. That's what I was thinking about it. But yeah, now that because I'm remembering the first bit of gameplay that we saw with this game, we actually saw that Rift Tether being used to almost teleport Ratchet. I think like the guy said, mobility is really does seem to be a big key factor, and really, I don't want to say an improvement, but it's almost that movement is being brought out of the fact that this game was platforming and combat. It seems like they're almost kind of fusing the two parts of gameplay into a more cohesive unit as opposed to having sections be one or the other.
Players can
Not saying there was never a combination, but you get what I'm saying.
Placed single shots. But pulling the trigger fully unleashes a rapid-fire spread that covers more area. In either case, players will feel each shot burst from the weapon and connect with enemies.
That's actually something similar that that Returnal's doing, where with not necessarily with your trigger button, but with your aim down sight button L2. If you hold it down just halfway, which again it's something that I really like about the PS5's DualSense controller. Is where the haptic feedback and everything doesn't just make the trigger harder to pull, but it actually almost gives you a notch. Like halfway down, it'll actually give you a little bit of resistance and stop you. So that's just a normal aim down sight. But if you pull it down completely, then you enter the alt fire mode for the gun. Your right trigger you can pretty much pull completely. There's almost no resistance on that one. There's a little bit, but not too terribly much. So with this game, it's kind of the opposite. You get, which I'm probably because there's not really a lot of aim down sights in this game. No, that's not true. There is you do technically aim, because when you're running around, you can just kind of blind fire or aim. Yeah, sorry, again, off topic. But in this one, your alt fire and your regular fire is done with the right trigger. So it's the same concept, just on a different trigger. But long and short of it is, I really do enjoy what the PS5 is doing with the haptic feedback, and I like the fact that developers are really kind of leaning into it. They're not letting it be a gimmick. They're actually trying to find ways to integrate it into game systems.
With the Enforcer, players can pull the trigger down halfway to fire a single barrel, reducing time between reloads. Or pull the trigger fully and unleash both barrels with a devastating close-range attack. Thanks to the haptics, the player will feel the power of their shots through their hands.
So it's a combination between Doom's regular shotgun and the super shotgun?
Let's move ahead a little bit. As Ratchet attempts to follow Rivet and Clank, he encounters a nefarious juggernaut.
Second line is against the law.
Where did you even come from?
Please stand still.
What percentages? I'm not used to bosses having percentages.
Wait for impact, Wombat.
During this fight, more dimensional chaos ensues. Thanks to the power of the SSD, we can near-instantly teleport players to completely different locations. This isn't some small arena being loaded, but the entire level from a different planet. Let's jump over and see what's going on with Rivet and Clank.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to give them plenty of crazy shit to do.
Brand new playable character in the series.
Where are you taking me?
I was gonna take you to my hideout, but first I gotta rescue my friends at their gelatonium factory.
I know that voice. I can't place it though.
Rift Apart includes several alternate dimension versions of classic planets from past games.
Oh, is this the jungle planet? Is this a alternate version of the jungle planet from the very first Ratchet game?
Imagine how stunning and alive our worlds are. Thanks to the power of the PS5 and the 3D audio, we've been able to create alien planets with an immersive density like never before. Let's check it out.
Speedos, yeah. That's why I'm gonna ride one.
I think they cut that. I think they cut. Oh, God.
Whoa.
Sorry, my stutter.
This wasn't what was in my account last time.
Oh, that is because I added our mutual friend on Nefarious City.
Okay.
In Rift Apart, you get to play with an explosive new arsenal, as well as a few returning classics.
You will be missed, sweet thing.
Sorry, just because I want to pop in here. What I was about to say before that was I'm pretty sure that Jungle Planet got axed in the remake, but I'm talking the original Ratchet and Clank game. There was a Jungle Planet that I don't think you could access most of it until you had the mag boots that you also needed for that one planet that you dropped in during the middle of the war. I think if I'm remembering that game correctly, it's been a while since I loaded up my PS2, so. God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm just reminiscing about the original Ratchet. My bad.
Here's another example of how we're using the DualSense. With the Topiary Sprinkler, players will feel resistance in the trigger as they prepare a throw of this garden grenade. Once on the ground and spitting out its rapid growth plant fertilizer, players will also feel when enemies have been topiaried and are ready to be trimmed down.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so I see what it basically holds them in place. It'll freeze them so you can focus on another target. Oh, that's a neat weapon. Although, again, leave it to Insomniac to come up with cool weapons.
In addition to rift tethering and dimensional shifts, there are also many pocket dimensions scattered throughout the game.
And the last Speedle runs into that rift thingy.
Interesting. You must have a rift tether in your glove, too.
Okay, what are these pocket dimensions?
Smarty Bot, what is this place?
A dimensional pocket? Perhaps a symptom of the Dimensionator's destruction.
How do you come up with this stuff?
See, okay, so I'm guessing she doesn't have those hover boots or whatever that Ratchet had, because you're seeing her using the backpack modification for Clank. So I was curious about that when I saw Ratchet not needing Clank to maneuver anymore.
Hey, it's Maynard!
I'm wondering if that.
Must have.
Sorry, to give a more concrete reason why I found that interesting instead of you guys like reading my mind. It's just I'm curious if that gives them any difference in maneuverability, or if it's going to be same thing just with a different look.
Wandered in through the rift somehow.
There is the Speedle.
No, don't hide! Ah!
Hitting its nest might get its attention.
Well, hello there. Gotcha!
Oh, dear.
Okay, this reminds me of Jack and Daxter, the speeder bike segments. I'm also curious if bolts and raritanium and all that, if Ratchet and Rivet have separate inventories for those, or are they shared? Curious.
Let's find the morts!
Riding Speedles is one way of traversing Sargasso's acid swamps, and to do so quickly.
Excuse me!
Look out!
I got it! See? Sometimes I don't crash. Stop! There's the gelatonium factory. I'm coming, Morts.
We didn't follow that Lombax and his Robopet across dimensions just to get stopped by some fuzzballs. So you got like 9.5 seconds to tell us where they're at. 1.
Hang on there now.
If you watched our previous gameplay demo, you may recognize the Goons for Less. This rebranded gang has been hired by Dr. Nefarious to attack Ratchet and Clank, and are now also trapped in Rivet's dimension. Here's another new weapon. The Shatter Bomb is a frag-type grenade that deals a lot of damage to your foes. With haptic feedback, each explosion feels incredibly impactful.
So essentially, it's the bomb glove.
Where are these doofuses coming from?
Perhaps they were sucked through the dimensional vortex as
A lot of these weapons are reskins of classics. That pistol is almost just like the normal blaster gun that Ratchet's always used, maybe with a new alt fire mode. Same thing. Okay, so you've got a shot. Oh, that's cool. You know, you've got a shotgun. I like the topiary bomb, but there have been similar forms of that weapon before.
This is just a small taste of some of the early gameplay in Rift Apart, but there is so much more. We have open areas to explore.
Oh, cool!
Dimensional Clank puzzles. Glitch.
Okay, a few things. One, I'm glad Clank puzzles are back because I really enjoyed those. I believe. I'm trying to remember if those were in the original or just in the remake. Either way, I like the idea of the Clank puzzles. Really cool seeing the use of those boots because that kind of answered a question that I was having of whether or not Ratchet having those boots and Rivet using Clank as a maneuvering tool. I was curious if those were just going to be like different skins for basically the same thing, but seeing Ratchet almost skate with them, that really makes me believe that they are almost completely different maneuvering tools, that they actually do play a little differently between Ratchet and Rivet. Sorry, trying to find my mouse.
Challenges. Arena challenges. Aerial combat. Gold bolts to collect.
Oh, God.
Pocket dimensions to explore. Armor to obtain and use in the first ever Ratchet and Clank photo mode.
Oh, why does every game need a photo mode? Also, is Captain Quark going to be in this game? Please say yes. I love Captain Quark.
Giving more people access to playing our games is always important to us. As such, Rift Apart will offer a slew of accessibility options. We'll reveal more about this soon. Experience Rift Apart's new planets, weapons, intense high-action combat, and near-instant load times, all with some of the best visuals we've ever created.
How about that, huh?
These rifts are getting out of hand.
On behalf of all of us at Insomniac Games, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the Omniverse on June 11th.
All right, really, my final real thought on that Ratchet and Clank thing, absolutely love it. I absolutely cannot wait for another Ratchet and Clank game. Again, it just looks like the same old Ratchet and Clank experience with a new coat of paint, and I know that's going to make people sound, oh, well, then why are you so excited for it? But I love Ratchet and Clank. You know, it's one of those, maybe it's nostalgia for me, because really, in terms of mascot platformers, I guess the ones that I got into were more the PS2 ones. I'm talking Sly, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet. Granted, I didn't play Ratchet until I was older, but you know, I grew up on Jak and Sly Cooper. So you know, I really wasn't into the mascot platformers on Nintendo. I liked them more on PlayStation. So I guess kind of seeing this one that, again, just kind of reminds me of my childhood really gets me excited to that they're really not trying to break the mold, so to speak. I mean, yeah, you see new aspects of the game. You're seeing new they're trying new ways to give you that same old Ratchet and Clank experience, but it's still Ratchet and Clank. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what I want, and that's what I'm so glad we're going to get. It's just a new, pretty version of Ratchet and Clank.
That's our show. We explored the depths of an alien ocean, got a first look at Among Us on PlayStation, and zipped across space and time in Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.
You know, I've got to give them credit here.
Ratchet and Clank!
Sorry.
What a wonderful surprise!
What do you want, Nefarious?
We're going to a dimension where I always win!
Clank? Where am I? A Lombax?
Who are you?
I'm Rivet. Let's go for a ride.
Wait, I have to find my friend.
Emperor Nefarious, you have returned.
Yeah!
You're nefarious. He looks a lot like mine. Evil like him, too. And that Lombax.
I'm coming, Clank.
If we do not get the Dimensionator now, we may lose every dimension. Oh my.
Oh, that's awesome. So what, we're about a month away from it? Damn, it looks awesome. I'm so excited. I think, yeah, that's pretty much everything. You know, of all the state of plays that I've covered on the channel, I think I might have missed one or two, maybe. I'm not sure. But of all the state of plays that I've seen / covered, I think this has been my favorite one. It really did what I wanted. For games that you're not going to have massive developer things, give us a small trailer, you know, give us just, and then get out of the way and have 1 or 2 presentations like this, where you show us 15 minutes of gameplay, walk us through a section of the game, do something almost E3-ish. I mean, this is what I wanted out of State of Play. And I really, so just my take on this as a show, as totally, yeah, maybe a little lacking in content. I think maybe they could have found another game and done another 15 minutes of gameplay or something. But honestly, it did what I wanted it to. So short, yes, still enjoyable. And I also really like the fact that we got more Ratchet and Clank. I really liked what we saw out of Ratchet and Clank. And yeah, it did probably what it had to. About a month out, got me hyped. So there you go, guys. I'm actually happy to do a show like this once where I don't have to sit and bitch and moan and get mad, and it's actually relaxing. So I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching, guys. Social media is in the description. Like, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. I mentioned social media in the description. I'm talking about that on YouTube. That's where all my other social media is. I need to start putting the Twitter link in the BitChute description now that I think about it. But while I'm speaking about the YouTube description, check out the BitChute link, by the way. Go subscribe over there. I always say this, in the event that YouTube ever does something, messes with the channel, or maybe blocks me because, you know, I'm not going to stop cursing and saying terrible things. Even though I would argue I'm pretty tame, other than my language, I'm always worried that YouTube's going to do something, call me paranoid or whatever, but, you know, we have the backup over on BitChute, so, you know, go check out the content over there. Other than that, yeah, like I said, like, comment if you're not already, subscribe. All that stuff really helps me in the algorithms and all that. I'm now just looking for things to say or a way to bridge into my outro, and I've got nothing. So thanks for watching. My name's AJ Gills. This is the Game Channel. I'm out.